All right, we're going to get into it. We are doing atlases today. So I was going to show a couple first atlases. So some of these I got for free, some of these I paid for. And I just wanted to show you some of the different stuff within them. So for this atlas, this first atlas, is very similar to the maps book that is underneath here, except that it actually has more detail of the actual geography and things like that. So you can see it includes different things that are in the country, you know, the birds and products they might grow, the mountains, and it has a lot of this labeled and stuff. So this is a pretty good first atlas, major rivers and stuff like this. This is something that, like, if a little kid wants to sit for geography with us, I might give them this to look at with us. The maps book, this is a very common book. You can see it splits out these different countries. So if you want to see what countries it covers, it does not cover all the countries. So anything that's white is not covered. Okay. And then each map is a little bit more detailed, a little bit fuller looking, and includes lots of different things in here. So, as you can see, you do have some terrain stuff. It's a little bit more crowded, so it's a little harder necessarily to see things. But if you're going to discuss a country, if it's in here, it's kind of cool to see some of the other geographical, cultural, as well as, you know, your animals and things like that, foods. So, anyways, so that's the maps book. This is the one that I see a lot of the time. So there's the United States. Okay, so now on to our actual contemporary atlases. So this is the one that you use for map questions for ADE. You have to make sure it's the newly expanded US section. Can you see I bought one without that? Whoopsies. So I ended up having to buy a second one because their United States section is broken down more in here. And when it's broken down, all their map questions go with these that are broken down more. You can see there's a few smaller historical things in here as well. Most of the other countries are the same. It's mainly about the breakdown of the United States being different in here. So, all right. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. So then this one, as you can see, if we go in under the United States at the front, oceans. Let's see where the United States is in this one. Sorry, I should have had this like page already clipped or something. Africa. So you can probably skipping right over it because it's a much shorter section. Okay, so there's Europe. You can see how all the different things are included in that. North America. Okay, so there's Canada. Is a 2-page spread for the actual, and then northeastern United States, southeastern United States, central United States. So you can see they don't zoom in as much on the one region. And so that is why I think they use this one for with the Guyot reader. So if you are getting that ADE one, make sure that yours says this on the front. If it doesn't, that's not going to work. Okay, this is the other one you can get for them. I do think this is a fine atlas. I just think the other one has more information and is a little bit more simple to see. ironically. Like, this is a lot harder for my student to find stuff in for whatever reason. So that's why we went with the Children's World Atlas for most of our stuff. And it's also more visually exciting to them. Okay, here is a Contemporary World Atlas that I had received for free. So you can see some of this is probably outdated. So we have not done much with this one, but as you can see, it's just a basic atlas. Not as clean as those other two were. This one I just got from one of my friends, and I actually really enjoy this one personally. If you're looking at a country, it has a lot of information on the different countries, and then maps of some of them, but a ton of information. So if you're looking for any one area, this is kind of cool to read up on the country. So I was very excited to receive this. Most of the DK things are actually very cool if you're looking to dig in a little more on your own. So anyways, so that is the DK Geography of the World book. Students' World Atlas. This one is really light. And so you can see it does not have a ton of close-ups in here. It is a quick scan through the different countries, but it has different information and stuff, you know. So, okay, my last one, I enjoyed this when we were doing our United States studies before. I had bought the 80 book questions, because this one is just a state every 2 pages, and you can really see a ton of different things. This was great for our U.S. history. We've been using this so that we can see all the smaller cities, as well as main water areas and stuff like that. And so we've really enjoyed this. And if I were going to be writing my own map questions for United States, sorry, we had a crisis. But anyways, if I was going to be writing my own map questions, I would probably use this one. And even if I wasn't doing the map questions, I just like this for when we are looking at history and we need to quickly look at a state or something. You're going to most likely be able to find your different cities in it that are mentioned, whereas some of those bigger atlases that are not just focused on the United States, you're not likely to. So this is a pretty cool one, and we have enjoyed that atlas. Now, a couple other atlases that are pretty popular. The Student Bible Atlas. You can see here is the table of contents. So if you want to pause it and look at that, they show you the different maps. And so a lot of them will have a little blurb about what the map is about, and then a path of what they're taking, or a section where they're going. So we're studying the Exodus this year, hence why my little Mapperdo, my bookmark is in there, dividing the land, you know. So anyways, this is a great one. Do I wish there was more detail in some of this? Yes, because there are plenty of places not mentioned that are mentioned in the actual Bible. So, wish I had more detail, but I'm sure it would be a lot larger of a book then. Okay, so this is a Historical World Atlas. This is what is included in here, if you want to pause that. Anyways, so these are just big overview maps of different times and specific things that were going on. So, anyways, and that is one world atlas and a historical world atlas, and this is also a historical atlas. And this has these maps. Oops, sorry. Okay. And as you can see, these maps are spot specific dependent on what the topic is. I do think that this one is crazy. All the different paths traveled, and if you come in, you can see like which explorer sailed where and what trip, the date they did it. So this was pretty neat for during the time we were doing the exploration, early American explorations and stuff like that. Anyways, so hopefully that is helpful. Those are the different atlases we have, and how you end up with so many atlases, one may never know, but hopefully this video is helpful for you in choosing an atlas for your family.